Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Trading Chief. One of the viewers on YouTube asked me to take a look at a company, but before we start, I just want to show you something. If you're in the Discord, you would have seen that I posted PTPI on April 12th, which was 2 days before it ran. What was it, 500%? Let's take a look real quick. Dun, dun, dun. It finished at 233%, so probably around 400, 500% is where its peak was at on Friday. So you would have had the chance to jump in this 2 days prior to it running that far up, as I called it in my reversal stocks. You can see I didn't edit it and put it in there, or I'd say edited like this one does at the end. But you can see that I said it's super bullish to hop into that one. So anyway, let's take a look at the stock the viewer asked me to look at, and that is Akili, AKLI is the ticker symbol, and this one's interesting. I think I've got more questions for it because I don't understand this one very much, but we'll take a look at it. Currently, it is in a downtrend, as you can see. The RSI is sitting at 45.5, and I'll show you what that means. The RSI is really a trend indicator. It's not the name of it is relative strength index, but it's more of a trend indicator than it is anything, and I'll show you what I mean right here. As you can see, your RSI was at a 60. As soon as it dropped below 50, which is at 46.6, it started a downtrend, 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 downtrend. And then you get this little pop right here, it goes back up, and then it jumps above 50 right here. And then it drops, it's at 50. And then it drops again. 48, down, 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 down. So as long as it's below 50, it's going to continue in a downward trend. Now, it's not a time to buy yet either. As you can see, this stochastic slow indicator is sitting at 32. You want it to drop below 30, like this one did over here. And then once you see your blue K line cross your D line, that's when it's signaling you that it's time to buy. As you see right here on, what is it, April 6th, this is in the after hours. It crossed in the pre-market, and then it ran up. Once you got up to the top, which is really here, I guess it did peak here, then you see your blue K line cross, and then it starts your sell-off and your downward trend again. So once you see your stochastic slow drop below 20, and then curve back up, that's when you want to buy. Same with your MACD line. Your MACD would drop, hit the floor, and then your RSI would drop below 30, and then that's when you know it's time to buy. This one's going to probably run flat for a while. It doesn't have anything going on for it, but we'll take a look at what the news is all about. Let's look at the company. The company, it's interesting, but at the same time, I feel like it's a scam, and you'll see why. Akili Inc. is a digital medicine company engaged in the development of cognitive treatments through technologies. The company develops digital therapeutics that combine science and technology to address cognitive impairments in patients. The company's software-based medicine is designed to directly target brain function and is delivered through engaging consumer entertainment. Don't really sound like medicine to me, but they say it's medicine. Say it 3 or 4 times, so we'll take a look at it. Right here it says, Akili's shares rise 15% after positive data for ADHD treatment. So their proprietary technology is for ADHD treatments. I got a couple of articles pulled up that I want to take a look at. First and foremost, this one. As you can see, it's a game in the background. Introducing the first of its kind attention treatment for children with ADHD delivered through an action video game experience. Endeavor RX has received U.S. Food and Drug Administration authorization and Conformite Europeani or CE mark certification in Europe. In the use, Endeavor RX is indicated to improve attention function as measured by computer-based testing in children ages 8 to 12 years old with primary inattentive or combined type ADHD who have a demonstrated attention issue. I don't know about any of you guys, but all of my friends that had ADHD, they were able to function just fine playing video games. So I don't know what's different between this video game and whatever any other video game might be, you know. But anyway, patients who engage with Endeavor RX demonstrate improvements in a digitally assessed measure, test of variable of attention, or TOVA, of sustained and selective attention, and may not display benefits in typical behavior symptoms such as hyperactivity. Endeavor RX should be considered for use as a part of a therapeutic program that may include clinical directed therapy, medication, and or educational programs which further address symptoms of the disorder. Built on the Akili SSME proprietary technology, Endeavor RX represents specific sensory stimuli and simultaneous motor challenges designed to target neural systems in the brain related to attentional control. Endeavor RX has been rigorously evaluated across the multiple clinical studies in children diagnosed with ADHD, including STARS ADHD, a prospective randomized controlled study published in the Lancet Digital Health. It's got 5 clinical trials conducted with 600 plus children in 15 states across the U.S. They've had 15 data presentations at the scientific conference, and they've had 4 publications in peer-reviewed scientific journals. It says of the 538 participants using Endeavor RX in clinical studies, 50 participants, or 9.3%, experienced treatment-related adverse events, including frustration, headache, dizziness, emotional reaction, nausea, and aggression. There were no serious adverse events reported. This is key right here, and this is why I think it's a scam. It says Endeavor RX is only available through a licensed healthcare provider. It is not intended to be used as a standalone therapeutic and is not a substitution for a child's medication. Well, then what the fuck is it for? You know? Endeavor RX may not be appropriate for patients with photosensitive epilepsy, color blindness, or physical limitations that restrict use of a mobile device. Parents should consult with their child's healthcare provider. If it's not there to take you off of Ritalin or Adderall, then what's the point of it? What's the purpose? I don't understand. All right, let's look at this one. Akili, a leading digital medicine company, today announced with Endeavor RX Expedition Product Registry, which aims to obtain feedback from patients receiving the digital therapeutic and their caregivers to determine the real-world effectiveness of Endeavor RX. Endeavor RX is the first and only prescription video game treatment cleared by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and is indicated to improve attention function in 8 to 12-year-old children diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And it says, this fully remote direct-to-patient registry is open to any patient who has been prescribed Endeavor RX by their healthcare professional and will provide insights into the patient characteristics, usage patterns, and effectiveness of Endeavor RX in a real-world setting. Data from the registry will also be used to help improve the experience and education around the product for patients and caregivers and enable Akili to iterate its product based on the feedback and data received via the registry. The data we will gain from the registry is critical to expanding the real-world evidence base for physicians, payers, and caregivers alike. Caregivers and patients opt into the study by providing electronic form consent and assent as appropriate. Once e-consent and e-assent are obtained, participants and caregivers will provide data via the electronic patient reported outcome platform at baseline and regular intervals after study enrollment. EndeavorRx has been studied in 5 clinical trials, including over 600 children with ADHD, with collectively demonstrated the technology's ability to improve objective measures and caregiver observations of attention function. The data collected from the registry will further support Akili's mission to treat the growing and largely unmet medical need of cognizant impairments with its digital therapeutic solutions, first within patients aged 8 to 12 with ADHD, using its flagship product. So there's that, and then we'll take a look at this article, which is a pretty long one. It says pivotal trial of EndeavorRx in adolescents with ADHD shows robust improvements in attention and broader clinical outcomes. Attention improvements were nearly 3 times as large as those in the pivotal trial that were served as the basis of EndeavorRx, authorized for children with ADHD ages 8 to 12. Study data will be used to file the EndeavorRx label expansion with FDA in 2023. They're trying to go from 12 to 17. But they haven't submitted that with the FDA yet. Akili has stopped recruitment in separate ADHD trials to allow for earlier data analysis. A leading digital medicine company today announced top-of-the-line results of the STARS ADHD Adolescents Label Expansion Study evaluating the efficiency and safety of EndeavorRx. I don't know what would be safe or unsafe about it. You're playing a video game. In adolescents ages 13 to 17 with attention deficit hyperactive disorder, the pivotal study achieved its predefined primary efficiency outcome, showing statistically significant improvement in attention functional after 4 weeks of treatment. Consistent improvements were also seen in a range of secondary measures of ADHD-related inattention symptoms and function. EndeavorRx treatment was generally well tolerated with no serious device-related adverse events reported. The results of the study extend the already substantial evidence base to support the efficiency of the EndeavorRx for incoming attention function in patients with ADHD, and most importantly show the ability of this safe treatment to help teenagers who have been significantly impacted by the current mental health crisis. The multi-center open-label study enrolled 162 adolescents ages 13 to 17 with inattentive or combined type ADHD. In the study, EndeavorRx demonstrated a statistically significant improvement in the test of variables of attention, or TOVA, attention comparison scores, of sustained and selective attention from baseline after 1 month of treatment. The study predefined primary efficiency outcome, the change from the base of the TOVA ACS, was nearly 3 times as large as the changes seen in the STARS ADHD. A large randomized controlled trial of children with ADHD ages 8 to 12 that served as the basis of EndeavorRx's use. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, authorized in that age group. In the STARS ADHD adolescent study, nearly 2/3 of adolescents met the pre-specified definition of clinical response of the TOVA ACS, and nearly a quarter moved into the non-clinical or normatized range. TOVA is a computerized test cleared by the FDA to assess attention deficits and evaluate the effects of interventions in ADHD. Akili plans to present full data from the STARS ADHD adolescent study at a future medicine meeting, and the company will file for EndeavorRx label expansion with FDA in 2023. So they've already done the meeting, and they've already presented um, oh shoot. They've already collected all the data almost a month or two ago. I'll look at the news here in a minute and see if I can find it. But they still haven't filed for this, so I don't know what they're waiting on. Because even after they file for it, they're still going to have to wait at a minimum 8 months for the FDA to move on this. So, I mean, the FDA has already accepted it. Where is that? The FDA has already approved the EndeavorRx program, so it's got to do something. But they keep saying it's a medicine, and it's not a medicine. You don't consume it. It's a medical device, if that makes sense. Especially if you're playing a game on it. Like, they don't make any sense to me at all. I mean, they leaves me with more questions than anything else. So, let me see. Let's pull this up. Let's see if I can find this. So, right here. On January 4th, I said Akili said it will file for EndeavorRx label expansion with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration sometime this year. Like, what are they waiting on? Their financials are crap. They're already losing $18.5 million a quarter. Sorry, $16.8 million. And they've got enough money. They got operating expenses and cash runway to extend them to the first quarter of 2025. So they've got cash on hand, or cash equivalents on hand, but you're burning money. So why are you waiting to get this out to the FDA? You know? So just something to think about on that. But yeah, that's all I really got. There ain't much more to talk about on this one. So appreciate you watching, and have a good night.